Whenever you're out on the water, you always gotta keep an eye out everywhere around you because you never know when the Googans are gonna come after you, just like some of the things we'll witness in this episode of Googans of the Week. Sometimes if you think you're on a big enough boat out there, you don't have to worry about the Googans, but the reality is sometimes the Googans' boat's bigger than yours. And then of course there'll be those times when the Googans aren't even the one behind the wheel. Now, while I have a feeling there was a Googan behind the wheel at one point, there might not be anymore. Now, of course, there are plenty of times out there on the water when you won't see things coming. You won't know what's going to go wrong or when it's going to go wrong. Other times, you probably should have saw it coming.
Dang.
Now, do you think they're overweight or the trailer's just misloaded? Let me know in the comments.
Saw it down.
Now, you would have figured somebody at the ramp would have tried to warn him. I wonder how long he went before he noticed. Now, we've mentioned many times that there's not much that's going to stop the Googans from getting out there and enjoying a day of boating. No boat ramp, they'll figure it out.
Hit her a little harder, bud.
Now, you do have to let me know in the comments on this one as well. Would you have continued trying to launch here? My guess is that he's probably launched here before, but it looks like things are just a little different than maybe when he's done it in the past.
Oh my god.
I mean, this is definitely the point where he realizes something's not going his way. As we can see, the trailer's basically just digging into the hill. So he's going to come back and inspect it, but as we said in the beginning of this clip, the Googans, if they're going boating, they're going boating. Get out the way.
Hell, if I just hit her one more time.
And if our commenter only knew how right he was in that statement.
Oh, he's shoving her.
I mean, I'm assuming the thought process on this one is if we knock her down once, I'll never have to knock her down again. I mean, if he just keeps going back and forth, he'll just eventually create his own boat ramp right here. Well, he's definitely buried her in there good that time. And he doesn't seem to care. Again, Googan's out there doing Googan things. You gotta watch out. Now, sometimes it's hard to tell what the Googan move is. Sure, he left the boat in the water, but now he's staying out there to make sure it stays off all the docks, but I don't know that this is a position I'd want to be in for several hours. Speaking of being out there for several hours, nothing the Googans like more than going out there and fishing for several hours. They never know what they're going to catch. Sometimes a new carp. And then, of course, unfortunately, sometimes they're going to catch fire, kind of like this crew here. This crew wound up catching another boat. Now, when they said going out on a sailboat's nothing more than living your life on lean, I believe this is not what they were talking about. At least not the type of lean they were talking about. What's interesting is that they have the towboat called, which makes me think they don't think it's going to come out in high tide either. Kind of like this one. They knew this one's not coming out at high tide, so they sent the rescue helicopter to go ahead and pull the crew off. This one is a vessel that's used to lay pipe. It wound up losing propulsion and getting stuck on the beach like we see here. I mean, at least they were kind enough to get the crew off the boat so they didn't just have to sit out there until they figured out what to do. I mean, working out on the water has got to be a rough job. I mean, sometimes it might be fun, but sometimes it's not. Here, I can't tell if this is fun or not. In other words, I don't think I would enjoy it. I understand that it's a training mission, but you better make sure you're a pretty well-liked crew member if you're going to be the first to volunteer to jump into the water. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Googans of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button.